Hey everyone, this is Ian Miller, and welcome to another episode of Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Tonight we actually have a very special guest, but then again, all my guests are special. She's from Tennessee. She is a horror comic writer, and she has a hit series on Kickstarter right now called Redemption. Please welcome Corissa Grant.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
All guests are special. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you for coming on.
Yeah, my pleasure. It's great to finally meet you. So
Great to meet you too. Yeah, well, what usually happens, folks, is sometimes people would actually watch an episode or two of the show, and they would message me to ask if they can come on and promote whatever project they are. So I'm very happy I that you were one of the people that actually wanted to come on.
yeah, absolutely. I love talking about my story, and I love talking to other creators. It's cool that you have you're created too. So it kind of helps when the host is at least familiar with creating because it makes it a little bit easier. They understand a little bit more what you're going through.
Oh yes, the number of rewrites and what works to what doesn't work. I understand completely.
Yes. Yeah. I'll never forget when I first decided to print this into comics. I said the infamous words, "How hard can it be?" And it's been like the hardest thing I've ever done.
Oh
So,
yeah.
and I started two businesses. So, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
well, why don't you just tell me a little bit about yourself? How'd you get started?
I actually started as a role player online, the written kind, not like the tabletop kind.
Hmm.
So actually it started from playing Resident Evil 2. I got obsessed with the game and then when I discovered about role play, someone said, "Oh, just pick a character and you could be whoever you want to be and blah blah." So I picked Claire Redfield from Resident Evil 2 and I RP'd her for 15 years. Um and for 11 of those years I had this story idea of Worthy Chaos and I didn't have the name, but I had the angelic weapon, which is the logo that we have.
Yeah.
And I held on to it for 11 years until I met my co-writer, which we met while role playing. And like 24 hours into meeting, I was like, "Oh, do you want to do a story with me and take a role?" And my co-writer is like, "Well, I don't take roles, but yeah, I'll take it." And so I sent her a 4,000 word starter, and we've been writing nonstop since then. And altogether, we have over 100 issues written with this story, and we passed the 1 million word mark like 2 months ago.
Wow.
So yeah, and we it was not intended to make it into a comic book. It was not intended to do anything with it. It was literally just for fun. But we got so obsessed with it that, and you know, within 2 years, so we have been writing together 3 years last month,
Hmm.
exactly 1 month today, and or three years and 1 month as of today. And but the first 2 years we were like, we already have 5 novels written for series one, which is Redemption.
Yeah.
And I was like, we should probably do something with this. And you can't really release it as a novel because it's a role play format and you'd have to like reformat it and merge it, and we didn't want to lose any of it. So it just fit so perfectly to do a comic. um and I'm dyslexic, so I never thought that this was going to happen. When I first role played online, I was a one liner. I'd write just one line for each action. Now
Yeah.
I could write 6,000 words in one sitting. So I got a little bit better. 17 years of it. And when I was how we thought of making a comic was, I was like, well, since we can't print it, or make a novel of it, I'll just print it for us. We like to read our own novels. I'll print it as a novel. I'll get a cover made for, lulus.com. You can make one thing.
Yeah.
So I was just looking for a random artist to do a cover, and they were all very cartoony because, we were role players, so we had actors in mind when we were writing. So I said to my co-writer, "Do you mind cartoony, or should I keep looking for a realistic?" And she said, "Cartoony's fine." And then like a light bulb went off. I was like, "Oh, I can make a comic book." And how hard can it be? So actually, so that night I was like, I don't even know how to do a script. And
Mm.
she's like, "Oh, you'll figure it out." So I woke up the next day and I watched a 20-minute YouTube video and I wrote a script and I sent it to a letter, and the letter is like, did you want to see any of the art or did you just want all dialogue? And I was like, okay. So my one script turned out to be like 3 by the time I was done, spreading out the pages so that you could see everything. And I don't like to lose anything, hence why it's 45 issues written. So yeah, that's we're up to 7 now, and the story is 5 books, and each one has varying amounts of issues. This is the final issue in book 1, which is 7. Book 2 had 7, but I was impatient, so the last one is 6, and it's like 58 pages long. So that's going to be next year, and then book 3 has 10 issues, then there's 8 issues, and then the last one's about 14 issues. So,
Wow.
so yeah. But it has an ending. It has its, it's all contained, and my artist is really fast and amazing. Jonas DaCosta. This was actually his first paid job in comics. Well, now it's like 7, but it was his first paid job, and he actually quit his job to do this for me. And then I felt guilty. I was like, crap, I hope this works. So far so good. We're still working on it, getting it out there, and we've had a lot of good feedback and all that. So yeah, that's issue 1. We have a warning.
I like that. I like that because you don't really see that in horror comics, but I like that.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised more people don't do it. I thought it was like the norm, and they're like, we don't have any warning. I was like, I'm watching my butt, man. I don't want anyone to be like, it was too violent or bloody or whatever. Now it's not all gore. That's like the bloodiest page there is, pretty much. But there is, obviously gore, there's blood and all that. But it's mostly an adventure, supernatural story. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer meets Supernatural in the town of Silent Hill in the world of Resident Evil with Good Omens and Evil Dead tossed in. So it's got a lot in there. It's its own genre, and at its core, it's got a love story, but it's I never advertise it as such because they have this really strong bond, but they don't even say I love you, and you just know that they have these feelings for each other. So it's deep down, it's Romeo and Juliet in hell, but it's more of an adventure, supernatural thing. But it's very survival horror-esque. She's an angel descendant, and Draven's a demon descendant, and their fathers, an angel and a demon, are after them because Serafina was created from an angelic weapon that has the power of souls.
Wow.
And if either side can get that weapon, they could tip the scales of the war in heaven or hell's favor. Her father actually has another reason to need it, but he's using the war as an excuse to get the resources from heaven. The only problem is that the only way to currently activate it is to kill her in a certain way and steal her soul to activate the weapon. So obviously, they're not all for that. So Serafina and Draven don't actually know that they're angels and demons. That we do because we're watching through the father's eyes in some of the series. But they survive against hellhounds, ghosts, zombies, zombie mermen, Anubis, our version of vampires, which is clotters. So we've got a lot going on. And all the books are connected, but they're kind of like different environments. Like book 1 through 7 is this Silent Hill type where the town is being merged with hell and they're trapped inside and they're trying to get out. In book 2, they're in a haunted asylum that has a mind of its own, and it's being controlled by all the spirits and the monsters within, which is giant salamanders and ghosts and zombies and all that. And then book 3 is they're trying to get out of it's very Resident Evil-esque, where they're trying to get out of an infested city of zombies with 2 other survivors. And then after that, they go to an island and they travel to like hell and heaven, and they do all sorts of things. So nothing really goes on, but it is very action packed. There's a lot of character development, but it's an action story, and everyone says, book 1 is so action filled. Well, book 2 is kind of more. So I was like, well, hang on. But yeah, it's got a lot of, we also have thought bubbles, which you can see right there on the top page.
Yeah.
Now, Thought Bubbles is obviously very retro comics. My letterer tried to do boxes, and I was like, nope, we do bubbles in this story. Mostly because 2 reasons. One, back in the day, the thought bubbles were very exposition kind of thing, whereas ours is getting into the characters' heads, their feelings, and things like that. Our story is very comic novel type. It came from a novel, and we wanted to kind of keep that feel with it. So we do have the thought bubbles, because the best part about novels is getting into the characters' heads and getting to know what they're feeling and all that stuff. So we're big on the thought bubbles. Yeah, it's especially Draven. Now, the thing that's a little bit unique about our story that some people might not know about is I write and lead the story. However, I don't write anything Draven. So everything I write is the story and Seraphina and her point of view, her thoughts, and all that stuff. So when you're reading the story, when you're reading Draven, that's my co-writer writing for Draven. So you have two unique personalities. I'm not that good of a writer. They're actually two different people. And you can tell by their speech patterns and how they, and my editor tries to edit all of his sentences. That's not how it works. Nobody talks in proper all the time. And it drives me crazy because I understand why they're doing it, but I'm just like, you have to keep that uniqueness to the characters. You can't just rearrange all of it into proper sentences. Who talks like that? I certainly don't. So I do like to keep that. We have been praised by a couple things. One, people love the dialogue. And I think what helps with that is we write it as a novel. So we don't worry about what fits in a balloon. We worry about what the characters are thinking and talking about. And also our panel work. My artist is phenomenal. All the panels are his. We used to fight about it when I first started because I didn't understand his vision and he wouldn't follow my damn script. But he knew better than me. So I finally was like, fine, I'll do it your way. And I cut back from 6 to 8 panels to 3 to 4. And obviously it makes it a little bit more expensive and it makes it a little bit longer. However, his panel work is so amazing, and the details that he fits in it and all the action sequences. And I had one reviewer be like, you can have fewer panels. And I was like, he does what he does. He's like, well, you can have like meanwhile. You don't have to show everything. I was like, yeah, it's kind of like a movie comic novel. So I let him do his thing, and I do mine. So this is a kind of a funny thing that people won't notice. If you look at the back of the TV, it's not plugged in. So it's in the window. And the reason why it's kind of an inside joke is we used to make fun of when you watch movies and they turn on the TV and it automatically expositions whatever you need to know, wherever they have to go, the next piece of the detective work that a character needs. So we made that kind of a joke that she turns on the TV and it instantly tells her what she needs to know. But the reason why it does that is because the angel out the window is trying to lure her to town so she could trap her there with Draven, who's already been lured there, so that they together can activate the weapon. So that is a little inside thing for you. And every single issue also has an Easter egg from a horror movie or an urban legend or a horror game. We have a lot of Resident Evil references. We have Nightmare on Elm Street, Saw, and all that stuff. So yeah, so there's a lot of stuff going on. That is her failed guardian angel. He's actually very horrible, but he's trying. He's just an idiot. He's kind of like our Castiel, but just stupider. But he is Camiel, which in scripture is actually the angel of true love and conflict resolution. So I guess you need both. And each of our monsters, angels, they're all from scripture, except for like their personalities, but their jobs, their powers, and all that stuff. It's true to the mythology or the scripture. So we did a lot of research on it. Her father is Remnal, who is the angel that judges the souls on earth and brings them to heaven, which is why I created this weapon for him to carry these souls. Because I'm like, how are you carrying these souls? And Draven's father is actually, they have nothing to do with each other in scripture. However, he is a chaos demon who feeds on souls on the bridge of judgment. And this was not on purpose. This was just coincidence that after we picked him, we found out that he is immune to all forms of lightning, either natural or magical. And Remnal's main power is lightning. So it kind of fit that they would have this feud going on against them. And I am working on a origin story, which shows how they met, why the feud, and how Anubis got drawn into all that. So there's a lot of story building and world building and everything. So yeah.
This is fantastic. Just what I'm just what I'm seeing. This is the first issue, folks, and this is fantastic.
A
The
lot happens in
concept,
the first issue.
yeah, so
To
much
give
action.
a brief summary, to just show how intense this is, because it's pretty much like 4 pages of the story. Serafina and Draven, they show a kind of a flashback dream of them as children. They were going to run away together to get away from their abusive parents. And the night they were supposed to run away together, her brother was possessed by a demon and murdered her parents in the most fun way he could think of.
Oh,
And she walked in on it. He turned on her and attacked her. She called Draven and said, "Do not come to the house. My brother's trying to kill me," which of course is the first thing he did, was go to the house. He walks in the front door. She crashes out the back window to try to get to him. While she's walking towards the woods to get to him, Draven comes in the front door, slips on her blood, calls her name. She turns around and gets hit by a car and sent to another town, city with no ID, and is in a coma for 4 months. Draven gets arrested for the murder, which we find out later on he's actually framed for. And now for 10 years, they actually thought the other one was dead. So she trained as a supernatural hunter to get revenge on her brother, and he trained as an assassin because he had nothing else to live for without her. So now 10 years later, they meet up in this town and find out they're alive. He thought it was a trick or a dream, and she thought it was a trick. Because my letterer was all upset. He goes, "Shouldn't they be like kissing and happy to see each other?" I was like, "No. They don't think it's real. It's, they thought each other was dead. They're, plus they're cold-hearted. Plus 5 seconds later, they are attacked by the entire town of ghosts. So no. But he was very disappointed. I was like, it's okay. They'll kiss eventually. Actually, they don't kiss till issue 5. So sorry. But yeah, like I said, it's a love story at its core, but it's not mushy. It's not, it's not what someone would say is romantic. I don't even think he says "I love you" till like book 3. So
this
but
is
yeah,
survival. This is survival. Okay,
this is survival.
there's no time for this.
Yeah, that's what I said. There's no time for it. They get like 3 pages in book 5 to actually like talk before they're attacked 4 seconds later. So, and then in book 2, they don't even stop to talk. They're attacked by giant salamanders and zombies and ghosts, and it's just nonstop. But yeah, and that's Davies there, which everyone just breathes through and they don't realize it, but I'm going to tell you an exclusive. He's actually the manipulator in the entire story. He's human and he's worse than all the angels and demons. We don't find out about him till like the end of book 3. Actually, he's in the end of book 2. But yeah, he's ruthless, manipulative, and I'm working on a issue 0 that shows everyone's point of view of other characters to show how this got manipulated to do what happens in issue 1. So you get to see a much darker side of him. But he's such a ruthless character, and it's so hard to not just explain to people how incredibly bad he is. But he's so professional about it. He'll kill you with a smile, as they say. So, yeah.
I actually like the fact that you're doing a issue 0 just to give a little bit of back story, because I'm pretty sure people are all gonna be engaged, but they're like, well, what's his deal? And then you're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what he's really doing, as
Yeah.
opposed to what we're showing you what he's doing.
Yeah, and it's kind of cool. Like, I just started writing it, but I wrote it's 6 points of view. One of them would be Davies, which is the guy there, and I wrote his point of view already. And the second point of view is through I believe Remnal's point of view, and how he goes and gets Anubis, and how he commands Camiel to go get her. Then you get to see through Camiel's eyes, who is looking through the window. You could see how he got there and what he did to get there, and unplugging the TV and all that stuff. You also see the father, the demon father, and how he merged the town, and how he lured Draven there, and all that stuff. So yeah, there's a lot that kind of that just occurred to me like a couple weeks ago. I was like, now I kind of really want to write that. So I'm kind of working on that, and I'll probably have like maybe it as stretch goals or mini chapters as we go, and then release it all together or something.
This sounds fantastic. The whole thing. It's very exciting. It's very exciting to see projects like this. Especially borrowing bits and pieces from other popular horror franchises. Of course, like you said, Resident Evil, a little bit Walking Dead. I'm a big fan of the Evil Dead series.
Yeah.
Well,
I will tell you. So for book 2, since I've already in debt, I figured I'd go a little higher. And I got other great artists to do covers that I wanted that fit the stories that I'm from. Uh, so issue 8 in the series, but chapter 1, book 2, which is January 8th, I actually got the Resident Evil artist Jeremy Rampack from the internal artist of Resident Evil comic book. So he did an amazing, phenomenal cover. And book 2 is, or chapter 2 is Carmeline, which is the interior artist for the later series of Buffy comic book.
Wow.
Yeah, and then for which you'd like, chapter 3 is actually Kevin Sharp, which is the interior artist for Army of Darkness comic book.
You got some serious heavy hitters here.
Yeah. Trust me, I know, but I just couldn't resist. I'm still trying to get Supernatural. The person I wanted the most is busy, and I'm trying to convince them to do it anyway. And then the other 2 haven't answered me, so I'll just have to keep bugging them. And I'm trying to also get Silent Hill, and who I wanted was Tristan Jones from Downpour, but has not gotten back to me. And so I don't know if I'll get those, but those are the 2 last ones I need to fit my genre, except for Good Omens. But I don't think I'm ever going to get Neil Gaiman, or anyone that does any of those. But yeah, you never know. So
Yeah, you never know, but that's a very impressive who you got though. Do pretty
yeah,
soon because yeah.
I gotta show you. I wonder if I can send you a picture. I have a picture of the inks of the Jeremy one, which is just he's now doing the cover for the book 2 hardcover, and it's just gorgeous. I have way too many pictures on my phone. Oh, here it is. So I don't know if you can see that picture, but the details are phenomenal. He just went, and he did my characters better than almost any other variant artist that I've ever had. So it was the most,
yeah,
it was the most expensive cover I've ever done. And it was just inks, and it was worth every freaking penny that I could say. Not just so I could say I have a Resident Evil artist, but just the detail. And I can't
look
wait
at
to
this,
see
folks. Look at this.
Yeah, it's gorgeous. This will be released January 8th. Book
January 8th.
2.
Wow.
Yeah. Isn't that I love the sword through the zombie. And you've got Anubis in the background, and he turned my hellhound into a bear, which I could not love more. So yeah, it's getting colored now, and I can't wait to see it done and in print, and I'm super excited about it. Yeah, so he's working on another one. Since I couldn't afford this one, I figured I'd go and get another one. And actually he lowered his price a lot, because I think it's usually like I think he told me $2,000 a cover. So I was like, I can't afford $2,000. But yeah, he did a super, super good deal. So I was like, I might as well do the other one before he changes his mind. So he's working on the hardcover one. So it has all the characters. It's got the angel and the demon like fighting in the sky. It's got the giant salamanders, fighting with Anubis, and it's just for now. I haven't seen it done yet. I've only seen the layout, and I loved it. I was like, I would use your layout as the cover. That's how much I love his rough sketches and all that stuff. But yeah.
Well, this is fantastic. This really is fantastic.
Nice, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't know if you want did you want to show the video?
Yes, absolutely. Let me just pull it up.
So to give you a heads up, the music you're going to hear in the video is actually music that was created for our story. The lyrics, which there's no lyrics, this one's instrumental, but the song is available as an add-on for $3, and you would get the vocal version and the instrumental version. The lyrics are on the Kickstarter, and they're based completely on on our characters by Permissible Indulgence, which the link is later further down. You'll see it later with the lyrics. And they're actually working on our second song. We're hoping to have a new song per book. And the second song I'm hoping for January is about zombies. So I'm looking forward to that too. So the music that you hear is also available as an add-on.
Okay. Let's
the longest way of telling you that. I can't really hear it. Is there a volume? not, I could try sharing it on mine. I know mine has volume.
Yeah, the volume's up.
Oh. Yeah, the Nubis shows how badly I want it to be an animated series someday.
No, I think this it has that potential, and yeah, it definitely has the potential, and also, ever heard of an audiobook company called Graphic Audio?
Mm-mm.
I could seriously see this as audio dramas.
I would love that. I mean, I've seen I don't know who did it or anything, but I saw the Walking Dead one.
Yeah,
I think there's only like 1 or 2 issues. I don't know how they didn't do more, but it was phenomenal. It looked like you were watching, a cartoon, and that was black and white.
yeah,
So yeah, I would absolutely love something like that. And also someday I'm hoping a survival video game, like a Resident Evil type horror
yeah.
game. Because we have all the, scenarios and scenes and monsters, and I think it would be absolutely phenomenal. But we'll see. We have a lot of issues to get through, and hopefully everyone sticks around for it. But it's tough having a long series,
Yeah.
So, and I tried when I originally started. I did contact a couple of publishers with a proposal, and I had it edited and everything. They would not read it because the first thing they saw was that it was more than 3 issues. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. They're like, we don't do any series longer than 3 issues. And I was like, why not? They're like, because the readers drop each time. And I was like, then you have the wrong story. Because, I mean, Marvel and DC will say otherwise about having a long series. But they wouldn't even read the comics. And I think I had 3 issues done by then. They wouldn't even look at it
Wow.
yeah. So, and then he's like, oh, you'll never get, issue 45. What else? I'm going to try as best I can. So,
You see, that's actually the best encouragement that they can give you. Every no that a publisher could give to you is just fuel for the fire, saying, "Oh yeah,
yeah.
let me do it."
Yeah. Yeah, I should send them the hardcover when I get it. Like, here we go.
Oh yes, yes, you should. You should. You absolutely
Yeah.
should.
But yeah, so I mean, we're hoping we're already issue 8's done, issue
Mhm.
9's almost done. We release every other month, starting January 8th. It'll be every month, and we could release every month. I just don't think my readers can afford it. It would be nice, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. But I am also called the Queen of Merch. I did not give myself that name, but apparently I have that. I do love merch. This is my Anubis plushie, and this is sold out, but I have the Hellhound, which should be back in book 2. I have the Skeleton Bird plushie. So we have plushies, we have coloring books, metal covers, metal trading cards, prints, handmade statues, 3D statues. Pretty much anything you want. Stickers, pins, buttons. I don't even know what I have anymore. Oh, and we have a bookmark. Well, to let people know, before I jump ahead to everything like I always do, they can get issue 1. Now, a lot of campaigns don't do that. I don't know why. I guess they prefer people to get a catch-up tier, but I'm not going to make someone spend $60 in the catch-up tier if they, if they don't even know what they're getting into. A lot do, and it was the best deal. But for $5, you get the black and white version and the color version of PDF for book 1. And since we already passed the first electronic bundle goal, you also get 20 other issue 1s from other PDFs. And then, of course, there's issue 7 there. Now, the reason why there's 1 and then 7 is you can get all of the back issues PDF or printed in the add-ons. So if you want to get 1 and 2, you can get 1 and 2. If you want to get 1, 2, 3, we have a mini catch-up tier. And just so everyone knows, every single tier has at least a PDF with it. So if you buy a printed version, it comes with that PDF.
Wow.
Yeah. So that would be one. Huh?
I said that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, well, I read on my phone, and I know a lot of people do, but a lot of people, they're 80-pound weight glossy pages, so they're totally worth owning. They have some heft to it. This is already issue 7, so it's printed. The only thing I don't print is variants because I don't know how many to make. I also usually I ship most of them out the day of, as soon as payment goes through, and then the variants get shipped within about 5 to 10 days, depending on the printer. I pay extra to get 2 to 6 day shipping. So,
wow.
Yes, I don't like to wait.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So there's 2 covers that are most popular. It's those 2, and there's a slight war between me and one of my friends, another creator. So one has scratches and one doesn't have scratches, like artistic scratches. Mine's winning, but I like them both. They're both amazing. The scratches is very artistic, but I love the clearness of the no scratches. So there is a that going on. But a lot of people have been buying both. You can get one. A lot of people get the 3 covers, and then you can get the other one in the add-on. So there's ways to get all 4 pretty easily. So, and this is the PDF catch-up tier is $20. It comes with the black and white and the color version, so you get 14 PDFs for $20, and then the other 20 PDFs for free. And then this is the mini catch-up tier, which is 1 through 3. You get a trading card, a print, buttons, 2 buttons, the PDFs, and the sticker.
Yeah, for $25.
Yeah, for $25. Now this is something new for this campaign. It's a 2-sided. It's pretty big. There's only 3 left. But it's an embroidered Anubis. It's 2-sided. Everyone's like, I can't decide. It comes with both. And then it has little skulls that hang down and all that stuff. So it's all embroidered. It's gorgeous. There won't be any more of that particular one made. So yeah, 3 left. And that's our Anubis Lego minifigure. So the 3D printed staff is ours. We had it printed, and he magically can hold it. I really thought it would never come the right size, but it does. So there's that. And there's a limited number of those too. Now that's the 3 covers. For $45, I sign one of them, and you get the 3 first ones. If you prefer the no scratches, you can message me and I'll switch them. But most people have been going and getting the other one and add-on so that you get all 4. But you could do either or.
Wow.
Now this is the catch-up tier. So for $59, which is severely discounted because I wanted people to be able to get it, you get all 7 issues printed. You get all 14 PDFs of the black and white and color. You get the rubber 3D keychain, a trading card, 2 things of buttons, and stickers. And yeah, it'll be shipped out the day of. And this is one of we have 3 3D statue tiers. This is the regular filament kind, which is like a plastic kind. It's the last one available. Throughout the last campaigns, we've sold about 20, I think. So this is the actual last one. And then the one below that is our 3D printed cute angry Anubis. And it's like a very, very solid resin statue. And it's printed by Nerdables. It's an amazing statue. And it's just so heavy duty. I was not expecting that. And then the next one is the bust, which I have right here in grabbing reach, and it's got amazing detail. You can see the fur on his face. They're all 6 inches, and they're really cool, and they're all primed and ready to be painted. And then we have plushies. The plushie is the skeleton. They're pretty big. They're all handmade. There is 2 left. He stands on his own. And I have Down Home Textiles makes them for me. We design them so you can only get them through us. There's 2 left. The other ones are sold. And he's adorable. He's the skeleton bird from book 3 and later in book 4. Our hellhound is sold out, but we're going to have 2 sitting hellhounds for book 1 and 1 standing one like that. If anyone wants it, it'll be in book 2, January 8th. Get them fast. This is the last Anubis plushie. He comes with a 3D printed staff. And again, he's the most rare. Well, he's not the most rare. There's 8. The other ones only have like 2 or 3. But we're probably not going to remake him, so that would be the last one. And this one's mine, so no one can have it. He's my emotional support Anubis. So,
she calls dibs, guys. She calls dibs.
Yeah. That's the joy of being the owner. This is the metal cover. I don't have that one here next to me, but I have one of our other ones, and the metal they're solid metal, real metal, very shiny. There's this one's in the add-ons for $35, and then there's 4, 5, and 6 are in the add-ons. And this one is for this one here. It's the no scratches cover because it'd be the most clear, so I figured that made the most sense.
Yeah. And
our zombie merman statue is sold out, and there won't be another one, so it sucks. But I am having a hellhound statue made, so. This is the bust of our 2 characters. It's the only one that'll ever be sold. My artist that I've used for 6 years to make clay statues hates sculpting humans, so he did one for me and then one to sell, and so that's the only one available to sell. So
sorry, folks.
Yeah. And then the last Anubis statue, which is 12 inches tall, very detailed. He has a metal staff, and that's the last one available too. And then I think the last tier is the ketchup tier, which is all metal covers with metal bookmarks and metal trading cards and the PDFs. It's a heavy metal tier. Yeah. And then these are add-ons. Always go through add-ons because there's a ton of add-ons. So whenever someone buys, you should always check out the stuff. So we have a metal trading card set. I think there's 3 or 4 left set. I'm not sure. I know some people have bought them. I'm just not sure how many are left. Then we have all the Anubis prints you can get in one bundle. And then the next is the 2 prints that we have left with Serafina. My favorite's the left, the Supernatural homage cover with Baby from Supernatural. And I think we have, if you want to scroll down.
Yeah.
Oh, these are the pins. So we have 2 metal pins, which is the left, and 2 acrylic pins on the right. The metal pins are incredibly popular. Yeah.
I can imagine.
This is our coloring book. These are the color of a lot of the covers. It's $5 for both the printed version, and it comes with the PDF version and the PNGs, which I guess are easier for people to color digitally. Or you could just get digital for $2. And of course, stickers, because everyone loves stickers. And I love stickers because they're easily shipped. So then we have the buttons. The white is the angel side. The black is the demon side. And the top one is the Anubis cover from issue 2 which is from Ian Chase Nichols, who is the creator artist that worked on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Tick, and Red Sonja. And he also did the wraparound cover for issue 6, which is phenomenal, and that's in the add-ons, and there's not many of those left either. And the next 3D statue, there's only 8 left, and that's only 1 inch. Look at the details on that thing. It is 1 inch. It is an RPG miniature. Yeah, and it's very detailed. And then we have a 3-inch version of the other one available as the add-on. And then we have a hat, which I was surprised looked so cool embroidered.
Yeah.
I was like, I didn't think it would look good embroidered, but they did an amazing job. And then here are the metal covers that are left. The one on the left, the issue 4, the artist is Ken Hunt. He worked on Batman, Harley Quinn, Superman. He worked at DC for 10 years. The colorist is CC Dela Cruz, which is the current colorist on Lady Death Universe, the internal colorist. So, and the other 2 look amazing. They're from Fabio and Strange. They're all amazing, but everyone loves the Anubis one the most. And then these are all the back issues you can get in the add-ons. And then the next one is the variants. Then we do have, so it's only $2. It's a black and white version. It's 32. I say it's a sneak peek. It's 32 pages, but it's the issue 1 spinoff, which is also, it has 40 issues written already to complete that series. It'll be redone eventually, but someone owed me money, so I made them do issue 1 for me, and I just really wanted to see it myself, so I figured I would add it on here for people to see. And then, of course, our keychain. Now, this is the song, the add-on that you can get as an add-on. This is the lyrics, and there is the link that people can go to see Permissible Indulgence. They have Spotify and Apple Music. They have everything. But the lyrics are amazing and all that. And for anyone that wants to find it besides the link, the easiest way is to search Worthy Chaos on Kickstarter. We are the only thing that pops up. You can see all of our past active Kickstarters, but yeah, Worthy Chaos will get you there. If you scroll a little bit down, you can see the add-ons, and we're almost done for any of those that are falling asleep.
I don't think they're falling asleep. I don't think they're falling asleep.
So for the add-ons, you'll see all the covers for the electronic bundle. This is all the lyrics that people can go through. This is the stretch goal. So I already passed this one. You get 20 PDFs of amazing creators that I work with and support. We support each other. It's an amazing community. Any of these are worth getting on their own, but as a bonus, it's just awesome. So for returning backers, there's 16. There's 4 new ones for returning backers and 20 new ones, obviously, for everyone. This is the stretch goal we already passed to. It is a glossy trading card of Anubis, which is an awesome card. And we are $700 away from the magnet of Chibi Angry Anubis. And we probably won't get this, though, you never know. But if we get to 4.4K, we get, they're not 3D printed. They're actually Anubis army men, little plastic army men. So we'll see if we get to that. But yeah. So that's everything there.
Yeah, and you're about 9 days away, as I understand it. Yeah, 9 days away.
Yep. Oh, and I got a pledge. Woohoo!
See?
So, yeah. So $7 away from 26, which is nice.
Yeah. So if any of you haven't checked out this awesome Kickstarter yet, I would do it now while you still have time, and also buy some of these awesome add-ons along with this very insanely incredible series.
Thank you. Yeah. It's I'm very proud of the story. And I could not love it more. And I don't even know how we got to 7 issues in 1 year, but and our 1 year is Halloween. And that's when it ends. So everyone has to Halloween to pledge. But yeah, we just and the funny part is I got made fun of, in a good way, that I have 7 done. However, I actually have 9 done because I have well, I guess 10 done if you count the spin-off black and white version.
Yeah.
But I also have a prequel issue 1 that was done. It's not up to my standards, so it needs a lot of editing. And I had an issue 1 done that I wasted $5,000 on, and it wasn't up to my standards, so I threw that away and started over. Which, by the way, I was begged to put into the add-on. So whoever wants the original artist issue 1, I don't know why. It's not bad. It's just, in my opinion, not as good. And it's a different artist. There was only 50 made, and I don't know how many are left in the 10, 9, 8, I don't know, whatever. But it's there. I got requests to put it in, and some people have bought it. So it's not bad. The local comic book store said that issue 1 from the other artist was good for indie. However, the new artist is great for mainstream. So it's definitely a level up. But it's not bad. It's just, it's more cartoony, and it wasn't the vision that I had. And I'm glad I found my artist, because he made it way better, and he gets better every issue. I mean, if you see issue 8, we so for book 2 we did level up a little bit. We got a new colorist, and it looks like you're looking at an HD cartoon. I mean, it's just phenomenal. We got a new letterer, because those are the 2 things my artist hated, and I was sick of hearing him complain. I wanted to keep my artist happy because he has 38 more issues to do, so I need to keep him around and happy. So yeah, and hopefully we're gonna have book 2 done by next Halloween, which is why we merged 6 and 7, and issue 6 next book is going to be 58 pages. So
Wow.
yeah, small. These are all larger, by the way. Like issue 7 is 38 pages. Issue 6 was 34 pages, I think, of story. The shortest one we have is issue 5, which is 24 pages. The rest are 28 to 38 pages. And the price stays the same. I have a story to tell, and I know where I want to stop it, so I just do whatever I want. I could have made more money if I wanted to and split issue 7 and 2, and I could have sold it as 2 different issues, and I could have probably made double the money. But there was no good cliffhanger in the middle, and I'm impatient, so there's that. So yeah,
that is something that is fantastic. I gotta be honest with you. This is definitely a series I would definitely buy, and this is also a series I would want to work on, if I'm being honest.
Well, feel free to pledge.
Absolutely.
But yeah, and like I said, it's anyone that likes any kind of it's not gore based. There is a little gore in there, that's why we have the warning, but it's not gore for the sake of gore.
Yeah.
So they might say for page 2, it was a little more gore. But that was just to warn you of what's to come. If you can't get past page 2, then you gotta worry about it. But it's action, it's great characters, great world. And it's got such world building. And I wish I could tell everyone everything that is like everything behind the scenes. There's so much to the lore of it that hasn't been released yet or printed yet. So it's just so cool to see what I've got so far on pages, but I want to see it all. Like, I just want to be like my artist is the fastest you will ever find, and it's still not fast enough for me. I just want them all the time. And everyone makes fun of me because you're not supposed to have a favorite, and book 3 is my favorite. So it's not that it's better, it's just that it's Resident Evil 2. And that's my favorite. So to see, I need to get at least to issue 23, to see my book 3 done, and so that's at least a goal. But all of it's good, and man, once you get to the end of book 3, people are going to kill me if I don't continue. So here's hoping to do all of them the way we are the it might be the queen of merch, but we are also the freaking kings of the queens of cliffhangers. Everyone's gonna kill me in book 3. Each one ends on like the worst cliffhangers, and I'm sorry, not sorry. So yeah, that's why the page count doesn't matter. It's where it ends. So man. And I'm excited to see all the covers that are coming for and I'm really hoping to get a supernatural one. So that's the goal. I'm still working on that one. So see.
Yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep bugging that one person because they're like, they bugged me because they're like, oh, I'm just not fast with colors. I was like, give me inks. I'll take inks. Everyone else just gave me inks. I'll take it. But they
Yeah.
have not answered back. So I'm gonna wear them down. You just watch. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, Carissa, thank you for coming on.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on, and hopefully I can come back with book 2. I have different plushies coming out. I have the salamander, the zombies in straitjackets, and we have, which I've got made fun of in a good way, also is my vampire chameleon bats, which are vampire bats that look like chameleons, which means they can merge with the back walls of the cave. You don't see them coming, and they're really creepy. So yeah, but I mean, I'd love to come back for book 2 and hopefully have the hardcover by then I could show you and all that fun stuff. So,
Well, you're more than welcome to come back at any time.
well, thank you. And thank you for having me on. I really appreciate it and taking the time to talk to me and showing my Kickstarter and stuff. Yeah.
Well, of course, we indie creators have to support each other, like you just said, because we're a big community, we're a big family. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And if anyone wants to, or if you want to join, I don't know if you're in my Worthy Chaos member Facebook group.
Mhm.
There's like 700 members in there. You can actually, which people are having a hard time realizing they're allowed to. So I keep pushing it. You can you can put links to your Kickstarters or your podcasts. And I know it's our group, but we want it to be everyone's group in the indie community. So people can post their Kickstarters and stuff as long as you don't spam it to death. But everyone can post their stuff because, like you said, we have to support each other. I mean, I would not be where I am without people supporting me. Because, like I said, the infamous words, "How hard can it be?" and it's very hard. And I could not do it without the support of the people that have supported me. So I'm very lucky in the community for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that's gonna be it for us for tonight. Of course, everyone, please check out the Kickstarter, which is on the link below, or you could just go to this link and just check out these awesome products.
And make sure to check the add-ons.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, of
All
course,
right.
thank you for coming on again.
Thank you. I had fun. It's great.
Absolutely. Well, I want to make sure everyone has fun on the show.
Absolutely. And I can't wait to see your stuff come out. So I'm waiting
Oh,
now.
absolutely. You're gonna
Yeah.
be seeing some stuff this year, so don't worry.
Okay, good. I'm waiting. Thank
Well,
you.
yeah, of course. Well, that's it for us for tonight. I'm Ian Miller, and this has been Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Have a good night, folks.
Thanks.